What does that prove?
You're a little beyond help, aren't you?
You got a bandage. So what? This is a hospital. Even so, it's a very impressive prop.
For what purpose, huh? What do I get for my prop and my trouble?
I don't know. A new friend? New family? This isn't good, man. You need help.
You're being irrational. If you don't even know the donor's identity, then how can you be sure I wasn't? Come on now. I know you must have done your homework on this, Lucky.
How do you know my name?
The best and most successful bone marrow match is always between siblings. That's why Laura came crawling back to us. You couldn't help my sister, and I could.
But you wanted me back. And that was something I'd never expected. I felt soiled and weak, secondhand. But you only looked at me with love. And that rebuilt me, believing more in what you saw in me than what I saw in myself. For that, I would lay down my life for you without a second thought. At first, it was easy not to tell you that I had had a child because I knew that you would move heaven and earth to get the child back for me. I also knew that Stavros would kill to prevent it. But once he was gone, it seemed possible. Helena hated me. Why would she want my son?
Because your son is a Cassadine.
I was at my mother's house when I got the call. Maybe I should have known that that was a warning. Maybe I should have known that that would be where she'd strike first, but Helena was incoherent. She was screaming at me in Russian and Greek, calling me a murderer whore. I tried to placate her. I tried to tell her how Stavros really died, but she just kept screaming at me, an eye for an eye, a son for a son. She said that if I made any attempt at all to take my child back, to see him, to speak to him, to even let anyone know that he existed,
I would have protected you from her.
she said that out of respect for Stavros, she wouldn't take my life. Instead, she said she would do what she claimed I had already done to her. She would take my husband's, my son's, systematically take everyone that I had ever loved. Luke, she was vicious. She was mad. I believed that she was capable. So I made the promise to her. I told myself that I would bide my time, that she was old, that she wasn't well, that she wouldn't live forever. But the thought of an innocent little baby being raised by that evil, vicious woman was just more than I could bear. I had to see him. I couldn't bear it. And my mother is dead because I dared to try.
Is it possible you're giving Helena just a little more credit than she deserves? Leslie died in a car accident. Helena couldn't control the weather, the ice, the visibility.
Do you remember where we were?
Yeah, we were in an airport in Northern Europe somewhere. Rick called and had us paged.
Cairo. We were on our way to Cairo. There was a mix-up with the tickets.
Right, you had to take a different plane than me. And you had a long layover somewhere.
Athens. It wasn't a mistake. I managed to reach the one person on the island that I could always trust. But before we even left the airport, we got the call from Rick. And at first I thought, just like you, how could have Elena had anything to do with this? But when I stepped out of customs in Athens, there she was, smiling that hideous, gloating smile. I could have killed her with my bare hands. I don't know why I didn't. It was no accident. Someone purposely drove my mother off the road. Helena said she thought it would be a good reminder for me to be motherless like my son. And it was at that point that I realized that I had to wall off that part of my life permanently. Never to see my child again. Never to speak of him. Never to let you see me think of him. Because if I failed, you might be next. Luke. If what I did was wrong, and if you can't forgive me, then please tell me, what should I have done instead?
Is there a gift shop in the building? All right, never mind. I'll find it myself.
Don't come back.
You know what? I thought you'd be a little bit more interesting.
Don't think you had me fooled. If you were Lulu's donor, you wouldn't be here.
Why? Where would I be?
Where the donor is.
Oh, okay. Switzerland, yeah. They told you that? Wow. Remind me to explain to you about air travel sometime. It's great. What, you want to know the name of the hospital I was in? The doctor? You know I'm telling the truth. So for whose benefit are you pretending? Not mine. And not hers.
If there's anything else you want to know, just ask.
What changed? You couldn't tell me this before. Now you can. What changed?
I told you because I had to tell you. No other reason.
No, something's different. Helena offered the boy as a bone marrow donor. What does she want?
I don't know.
She must want something, Laura.
Who cares? Who cares? Our daughter will live. Let them rot in hell.
And you've never seen this boy. Through all of this, you've never talked to him.
No. I would thank him if I could. I will pray that life treats him well. But I suspect that this bone marrow transplant is the closest that I will ever get to him. Luke. Whatever this is making you feel, whatever it makes you want to do, you must understand that we have to continue to live by Helena's conditions. We are far too vulnerable. We have 2 children in the house. Look, I will not lose anyone else to the Cassadines. Please, Luke, tell me that you understand. Please. And that you won't tell anyone what I have told you.
Didn't know if you could have those in here, so. I always knew I'd do something great someday. Maybe I've done it.